Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Sorry, I had to get some things together, checking the mic, checking everything. Um, but thanks for joining me. We're going to talk about the dental health today. So before we get started, what's going on, JP? What's going on, brother? Rachel S. What's going on? Peace and blessings. Axiom Descent. What's going on? Nana P. What's going on? Let me see. Shwana 84. What's going on? Man, I tell you, it's always something around here. I had an issue where I don't know if you all had water leaking under your floorboard. That was annoying. So I really didn't sleep a lot last night, but it's all right. Just interesting how life is. It's always something, but it will get done, God willing. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna share my screen because I want to talk about this. I was thinking about dental health. I've had a lot of experience with dental issues in the last couple of years. So I'm gonna kind of use my own experience. I'm gonna use what I've learned to kind of relay some information that they don't want you to know. So let's get started. And keep in mind, this is for, I'm not a medical professional. This is not medical advice or anything like that. We contact a naturopathic or holistic professional if you want more in depth. This is informational and educational uses only. Got to use that. I'm just giving you my own experience because I know it's a lot of people dealing with dental issues. Whether it be they had the mercury fillings, root canal issues, or anything like that. So I just wanted to bring that up. And we're going to talk about how to restore your dental health. What's going on, guys, watching this flat earth? Appreciate that, bro. Cynthia Abel, what's going on? Don't worry, I'm praying for you all. I understand how, you know, want everybody to get well. What's going on? Streaming online, what's going on? Yeah, hope you feel better. I know how it is out here. Spiritual warfare, it's all kinds of warfare going on, and this is why we have to stay faithful and we have to stay in God's wisdom to deal. And that's why I'm doing these videos. That's why I want to share this information because anything's going to be used in this new satanic world. So let's talk about number one. What is the root cause of dental issues, right? So many people understand going to the dentist, getting your teeth cleaned. Um, they're going to check for cavities and all these issues in gum health, and they're going to tell you that you need to get these abrasive cleanings. Now, I don't know how many people understand, but the way they clean your teeth is crazy. They were literally scraping off your enamel. You go to a holistic dentist, they will usually have a high pressure water pick or something that's a little bit better instead of the scraping and scaling that they do on the teeth. And they're saying they're doing that to get rid of tartar or calculus, which is a buildup of fermented food and all kinds of stuff that is caked under your gum line, right? We all know about this stuff. But if you notice that when you go to the dentist, the way they're talking to you is to keep you a repeat customer. They're not going to tell you the root cause of your issue has nothing to do with the way you're cleaning your teeth. Although that could be important, sure, that's more of a secondary issue. The real issue is not what they're going to tell you, because if they told you the real issue, they wouldn't be able to make money off of you. They wouldn't be able to sell these very expensive treatments that are very temporary that will keep you coming back. Every time you come back, there's going to be a new cavity, a new crown, a new filling, or something like that. And it's on and on. And I know people who have very good dental health. They brush their teeth, they're flossing, they're doing all these things, and they just can't seem to avoid having a cavity, and they want you to believe this is a normal occurrence as you get older, that your teeth are just rotting away slowly or fast, depending on your situation. And if you notice that people in other countries, they tend to have better dental and oral health without having to do all the things we have to do. You go to other countries where they eat real food, they don't even brush their teeth like we do. Some in some countries they just chew on a certain kind of stick, and their teeth are not only uh, healthier, but the way they grow, they have less crowding and less issues in places where they don't even have the kind of knowledge and the kind of services that we have here. And so I kind of look at all of the information available, and I'm saying something's not right. And there's an intentional suppression of telling you what the real problem is. Because dealing with your body has to be a holistic approach. You can't deal with it, spot treat it. You know what I'm saying? They want you to spot treat one portion of your body and not realize that all of it's connected. That the condition of your blood will affect the condition of your teeth, the condition of your just overall health, your gut health affects the condition of your teeth. So they're not going to tell you this, right? But let me tell you one thing. What's going on, Marcy T? And what's going on? Yeah, that scraping is ridiculous. And trust me, I went and bought my own tools because I'm not going to tell you that there isn't a situation where you might have to get certain things off of your teeth. But the way they do it, they're going to wear down your enamel, and they're not going to tell you to alter your diet. And if your mouth is acidic, it's going to eat away at that tooth faster, and you're going to have to get more crowns, more root canals, all these issues because your body is not in this natural regenerative and repair process. Yes, your teeth can regenerate. Your gums can, if you have receding gums, they can grow back. But they're not going to tell you this. They're going to say, no, you have to, they're going to tell you they can tighten up, but there's a huge concealed effort to suppress regeneration in the body. They want you to feel like, you know what, you need all of this aesthetic work. You need all of this stuff. This costs a lot of money. Your insurance company won't cover a lot of it. It's only a percentage, if that. Most people don't realize that even if you change your diet, you can even allow your jaw to fully mature if you have issues with crowding, impaction in your wisdom teeth, or any of these things. They want you to feel like you're stuck, and they make a business. This is similar to the big pharma industrial complex. Now, there are some good dentists that are going to tell you some real important things because there are situations where you're in a situation where you have to get a teeth pulled. I'm not going to tell anybody that there's not a situation where you have to get the teeth pulled, but they don't even want to pull teeth for the most part. They want to do these root canals. They want to cut off the supply of blood and nutrients to a tooth and then put a fake tooth over it. That's very dangerous. And we're going to break this down in principle as well. Yeah, sitting out in the sun, very important. Yeah, a lack of calcium, that has a lot to do with it, but it's even more than a lack of calcium. See, when you think about calcium, your body will not use calcium effectively if you don't have enough magnesium, if you don't have enough vitamin D from the sun, if you're not getting enough vitamin K2 from fats. All of these things help. Actually, taking supplemental calcium by itself is very damaging for the heart. So you have to think about getting this stuff from food, get food sources of calcium, but you also must have a lifestyle that helps your body assimilate calcium so it doesn't build up in your arteries. I'm going to tell people what hardens your arteries. Calcium buildup. Your hormones can affect calcium buildup. A lot of things can. If you have calcium building up in your brain, your nerves are going to oxidize. You're going to get, if you have calcium as a woman build up in your reproductive area, you're going to get fibroids. If you have calcium all in the wrong places, it's going to have an adverse effect. And a lot of people are having these issues. These issues are very pervasive. And there are other sources of calcium other than milk. Matter of fact, a lot of vegetables have much higher calcium content than milk. There are herbal sources. They have a nice calcium, a certain type of algae, a red and blue, I forget, red and blue algae or something, has a very high natural calcium um, level in it that your body can assimilate. So I'm just reading the chat, seeing what y'all talking about. What's going on, Miss Unfazed? Because I don't want you all to go through the situation I had to go through, where I've noticed that one day my teeth were fine, right? And then one day I just had a pain, and I kind of noticed it, and you get used to it. You think you can just deal with the pain, or you can brush your teeth. I knew about oil pulling and all these things, and they will exploit your desperation. When you go to the dentist in excruciating pain, you want them to make the pain stop. So I did, on a level, I did all the natural things, but I only did them in a way I didn't adjust the root problem. So they pressured me to get a root canal. I wasn't thinking clear at the moment I went to the dentist, and they said, "Well, we'll give you a root canal. You need a root canal." And I was like, "Just take it out." No, we can save the tooth. You can save the tooth. That's what they're going to tell you. You can save the tooth, because a lot of people, they're concerned about aesthetics. Hopefully, if the tooth is not in the back, they're going to tell you about your chewing. Yes, your chewing will be affected. And then when they get you into the root canal, they're going to create a lot of other issues. They're going to scale down the tooth. They're going to take their little saws, and they're going to reduce the tooth in size after they take out the nerve and the blood supply. And then they're going to seal a cap on your tooth, allegedly, after they use whatever to kill what they think is all the bacteria and all the microtubules in your tooth. They'll never get all the bacteria out. Even the best root canal orthodontist will not get all the bacteria out. It's impossible. And over a matter of time, that tooth will grow mold. I've looked at my tooth after this guy said the root canal looks good. It was an amazing job. When they pulled that tooth out, it had a lot of decay, mold. I don't even like the term bacteria, because that's misleading. See, bacteria, or what they call bacteria, is a microorganism that changes form in nature in the presence of a dead tissue or dead cells. Your body adapts to that terrain in the area where dead cells are being produced, because it's trying to clean up the issue, right? But the problem is that when you have an issue of mold and they seal a cap and it's on the inside, your body can't even affect that area. So eventually that mold will grow, and it will get into your bones, it will get into your blood supply, and then you have a host of issues that won't even be related to your teeth. And so you'll have chronic fatigue, you'll have headaches, you'll get chronic symptoms that are like flu-like symptoms, or cold, or sore throat, mucus issues, and sinus issues. And you'll be thinking, man, I can't, it'll feel like through germ theory that you can't shake a cold. And you're going to think, I just can't shake this cold. What is going on? You will never think that what they're doing to your teeth is affecting your body. Some people have infections showing up elsewhere in their body related to their teeth. Some people have heart and brain issues related to their teeth. People having heart attacks, not even make a connection that it could be a failed root canal causing heart attacks. Craziness. Well, you have a good dentist, Cynthia Ava, to never get implants. I'm telling you. And then they want to give you cadaver bone. After when you have to get a tooth pulled, right, an extraction, they're going to tell you you're going to have bone loss, particularly if you had an issue for a long time and they remove a tooth. It will eat at the bone, and then they're going to suggest that you take cadaver bone. That means a bone from a dead person. They want to put that in the platelets or something from a cadaver, a dead person. They want to put it in your body. You never put anything dead in your body, never. But for some reason, they want to put cadaver bone. And I recently saw an article. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up, where somebody had an issue with an infection coming from a cadaver ish transplant. And I kind of already knew that, but it was interesting that that's what's going on. What's going on? Kai at abscess tooth caused me to lose my tooth. Yeah, abscesses, sure. Yeah, bone graft. Yeah, a lot of people's bodies are rejecting these bone grafts. He said, you got a cadaver bone, he said, is now synthetic. See, that's the thing. Anything that's synthetic, anything that's from a dead person, your body is going to create mold around it. Now, I'm not going to say in every case 100% that it's going to be very bad, but a matter of time and any weaknesses in the body where, let's just say, you don't keep up with your health or you're eating the wrong foods, it's going to have an adverse effect on any of these external things we put in the body. Running Shelley says implants have nano in them. Yeah, they're changing a lot of things to nanotechnology. I have partials. Let me see. Yeah, as my root canals get bad, I'll keep getting partials. I hope I never need complete dentures though. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay, let's get into it. I'm just trying to keep up with the comments because I know a lot of people have a lot of experiences with their teeth. And let me tell you, as you get older, it gets more serious. When you're young, 20s and 30s, a lot of things that you do to your teeth won't show up. But when you get in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you start to see the truth of what you're doing to your body because your body can no longer override a lot of the effects. What's going on, Pamela Barone? So let's continue. Now, I want to make connections that a lot of people are not going to make. Let's talk about the overuse of antibiotics, right? So let's talk about what an antibiotic does. An antibiotic kills microorganisms. It kills cell life. Now they want to tell you that antibiotics will only kill the bad, right? And when I say bad, they're talking about the microorganisms that are breaking down dead and toxic cells. So when you have an issue in your body that requires your doctor is going to require antibiotics or your dentist is going to require antibiotics. What they're saying is that you have a buildup of dead cells and toxic cells. They're not going to tell you what's causing the cells to die. They're not going to tell you what's causing the cell to go toxic because that will require you to examine your body holistically. And so they're going to just say we can get rid of these microorganisms because the microorganisms are actually cleaning up the dead cells. It's the dead cells that are the problem. But they're just when you have an infection, they're looking at the inflammation, they're looking at the reaction that your body's having to attempt to clean up the problem. And so you can kill a lot of these issues, but it's going to come back. And what's going to happen is you're going to kill the good microorganism, the good microbiome. Your body has to be in balance. If you notice now, they say you have good bacteria and you have bad bacteria. Well, that should wake people up and say, okay, what exactly is bacteria if it can be both good and bad? Most of us grew up thinking that all germs were bad and you have to kill germs. But now, because it's so obvious that people are being deceived, They just created a deception of good bacteria. Instead of just telling you it's not really bacteria, it's a microorganism that adapts to your environment and your body, your terrain. And based on whether you have toxins in your body, you're being affected by radiation, or any kind of insult or agitation is causing your cells to die, will change the function of those microorganisms in your body. So for example, if you are injecting yourself or eating something that's causing cell death in your body's going to react and say, you know what, we have to clean. Something's killing off cells rapidly. And when these cells are dying faster than your body can handle, you're getting fungus, you're getting mold. And the reaction to fungus and mold is an attempt to help to break down this dead tissue. The dead tissue is the problem, but the fungus is when the dead tissue is not being removed fast enough, right? And so you can get rid of some of the dead tissue, but you're also going to kill the organisms that are helping to get rid of it naturally. So what's going to happen? It's going to come back. So, let me read what I put here. I say antibiotics kill the microorganisms that break down dead or toxic cells in the body. And what this allows is a buildup of dead toxic cells and their waste. When your body is breaking down dead cells, it produces a toxic byproduct. When it breaks down all this debris in these dead cells. And that toxic byproduct, if your body isn't healthy enough to detox and remove these things, or you sabotage your body's ability to remove this waste, you're going to get growth. You're going to get a growth of fungus and mold. Think about anything that's dying out in nature. What happens when soon something is dead, is cut off from the ground, a tree or something? You get mold or fungus or mildew forming on it, and that's the natural organisms that are changing in the environment to help break it down. That's what it breaks down dead stuff. And these things only grow in the presence of dead tissue. So you have to figure out what's causing dead tissue, right? And this fungus and this mold that develops in your body is going to create these things called biofilms. And they're going to be toxic biofilms. And that's your body's ability, or your body's is going to try to capture this fungus and this mold, and it's going to create a biofilm, right, to capture it. But what it's doing also, no, not your body, but the fungus is going to try to protect itself. And so your body is going to try to get rid of it, but it's going to create a film around itself because it's growing too fast. It's growing too much. The environment is conducive for this fungus and mold, which is normally there to help you remove dead tissue. But because something in your body is sabotaging your body, it's going to create a biofilm that's toxic and hard to remove. And this is when you get candida. Everybody's candida albicans, or one of these funguses that will develop throughout the whole length of your digestive tract. Think about from your mouth all the way down to your stomach and beyond. It's one solid tube. So whatever happens in your mouth is going to happen in your gut, and whatever happens in your gut and your colon is going to affect what happens in your mouth. It's all the same tract. And dentists are not going to tell you this. If your body is full of waste in your colon, that can create fermentation of dead material in the body that could create a biofilm that travels back up. Bad breath begins in the gut. It's not always a dental issue. It could be if you have a dead tissue issue in your mouth or an abscess, which is your body's ability to try to ward off a mold or fungus issue from the rest of the body in an isolated event in the tooth. But it's a very complex thing, but it's very simple at the same time. But that's because we're not being informed properly. These toxic biofilms develop to protect this toxic debris, and it allows it to grow and grow and grow. So let's continue. Talk about candida and biofilms. What are they and how do they affect your gums and your teeth? Well, eating the wrong foods will create an acidic environment in your body, your blood, and your blood is affects your saliva. If you want to know what your saliva is, it's a filtrate of your blood. So your blood will flow through your saliva gland, creating a filtrate of that blood to help to nourish the mouth. But if your blood is toxic for whatever reason, you're going to have an issue in your mouth. Now, it could be you could have a local infection or local issue or insult in your teeth or in your body that could affect your teeth and vice versa. So it's not the source of the problem doesn't necessarily have to begin in the teeth, but it will affect your teeth. That's why your teeth, your eyes, your skin, your hair, your nails, these all give you a good indicator and biomarker of issues in your body. Usually when you have an infection, you can see it in your eyes, you can see it in your skin, you can see it in your gums, you can see it in a lot of places, your hair. Dandruff is a fungus issue. But most people don't tell you that. It's a fungus issue. And fungus can be affected by acidity in the body, bad diets. And when they want to tell you to give you a shampoo that's going to um, take off a layer of the fungus in your scalp, but they're not going to deal with the root issue that's causing your scalp to build up these dead cells repeatedly over and over again. So you can have chronic dandruff. You can deal with it for a time. It's going to come right back if you don't deal with the diet, if you don't start correcting issues in the body. So eating the wrong foods creates an acidic environment in the body, and the body is affected by your dental health and vice versa. You got to have a healthy gut microbiome. How do you get that? Well, a lot of people, depending on your issues, you have to heal the gut. There's a lot of ways you can heal the gut. The first way is to get waste out of your gut. Most people are carrying around a lot of waste. They're not eating the vital foods and fibers that help the body to eliminate waste. That waste ferments in the body. And as it ferments, it creates a fungus and mold overgrowth that could leak into the body cavity. They call this SIBO, or small bacteria overgrowth, is a term that they use to describe what's happening, to interpret what's happening. Or you can have Crohn's or Crohn's disease, or lupus is when it becomes what you call it, inflammatory issue, or what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to cause inflammation, but it's going to make your body have an autoimmune issue, which means that your body is attacking its own cells because they become toxic. And instead of them telling you that some toxin is in your cells and your body is trying to destroy and remove the toxic dead cells, they're just going to say, we need to give you some kind of drug. They're not going to tell you to remove the toxin or what's causing the cell toxicity. And that's your environment. That's what you're eating. Having awareness of your physical environment. Is it radiation? Is it are you not detoxing from what they're spraying in the air? Or are you eating processed foods? Are you eating anything fake? They're not going to tell you these things, right? So the body's going to break down the dead cells, the mold from chronic agitated or insults in the body, a chronic agitation. Let me change that. Insult in the body, and it creates a toxic microbiome. So a chronic agitation meaning that you create an environment where you keep getting cavities and the cavities keep getting worse, and eventually it affects your gums, and you have what they call periodontist disease, or gingivitis, or thrush, which is basically candida in the mouth. And thrush will spread through your sinus. It can go to your eyes. It'll go to your gut. It'll go all through your body, your whole digestive tract. So when you have these issues, it's not just going to affect your teeth. If you have chronic watery eyes, if you have chronic mucus drainage in the nose, that could be related to your teeth and your gut, most likely. But most people just want to take Sudafed or some kind of antihistamine or something like that. That's going to dry up the mucus, but the mucus is actually protecting your vital organs from any kind of toxic issue or fungus or mold. And your body is creating a barrier, and then your body tries to remove the mucus. So you want to help the body get rid of the mucus. You don't want to dry it up. You want to get rid of it. So you want to take things like onions and garlic to help your body drain out that mucus. That's why root canals, terrible. Cavities and plaque are terrible, but the source of them is your diet. The source of them is what you don't know. So let's continue. How to begin to restore a healthy microbiome in the body, specifically the mouth, right? Where you change your diet. I know this is hard for a lot of people who are on the move, but you gotta cut out the processed foods, the snacking. If you're gonna eat a snack, make your own snacks. Bake cookies from scratch, or find a recipe that is all natural, that doesn't use heavy processing, preservatives, and things like that. And there are good snacks out there that taste good. I know a lot of people still want their sugar. I'm not going to tell nobody not to have a cookie or bake a cake or a pie or something like that. Just make it yourself and use real things. Avoid using white sugar, that's bleached and removed all the nutrients. Find alternatives. You can get xylitol sugar. Um, I don't know, monk fruit sugar and coconut sugar is all right, but it's still going to have an effect on your body. Just find natural ways to do it. You got to do your own research, but get rid of the refined sugars. Slow down on the coffee and the tea for a limited time when you have teeth issues, because coffee and tea does a couple of things. It's a diuretic, so it's going to cause you to leach out minerals in your body. The caffeine is making your body work harder is not good when you have an issue. I noticed that when I had a tooth issue, it got worse when I took excessive caffeine. So if you have tooth pain, cut the caffeine for a period of time. And if you do drink tea, drink it very moderately and try to drink naturally decaffeinated teas. There are lots of herbal teas that have zero caffeine. Very important. I'm just telling you what I know. Definitely stop all sodas. Terrible for your teeth. Not only is the sugar going to create an acidic environment, the acid is going to erode your enamel anyway. So cleanse your blood with natural remedies. I'm going to tell you a lot of natural remedies that I've used. One that I'm using recently right now is called Golden Seal. I get the powder and I add it. It's pretty cool. So I would suggest Golden Seal, of course, black seed oil. Most people know about. Get a good quality black seed oil. Yarrow root is another one. They have it in teas or roots. Very good for the mouth. You have propolis. Very good. It's like a something with the honey or the pollen or something like that. Bee pollen. Propolis is really good for helping the whole issue in the mouth. Oregano oil, thyme. You can cook with it. You can take the oils. You can add the powders. It's a lot of ways you can take it. Thyme oil, a clove. You can take the oil. You can break it down yourself. Take some ground cloves and put it in some coconut oil and put it right on the issue. Very good to stop pain. Grapefruit seed extract, great to help with candida issues. Par de arco, also good with candida issues. And it's a lot more out there. What's going on, Christopher? He says throat, mouth, facial areas, and digestion are all connected. Sore throat, often stomach and intestine related. Also, conditions of the tongue and taste buds is a very good way to tell. Yes, if you have a white sticky film on your tongue, that could be a sign of candida or thrush in the mouth, especially if your saliva is slimy. If your tongue is white and saliva is slimy, that's a biofilm. and it's probably a biofilm that's, a fungus or mold in your body. And trust me, if it's in your tongue, it's probably down your throat and all along your stomach line. Very sign that you need to start disturbing and breaking up that biofilm, because a lot of these treatments have issues breaking through a biofilm. You might deal with the local issues in your mouth, but usually these things have a very hard issue of breaking through a very thick biofilm. So the focus should be to break up this biofilm. Now, oil pulling is great. Oil pulling, saltwater rinses are great. Um, I do them. I pull. Sometimes I do it every day. I usually do it before I go to bed, because I want my teeth in a very healthy environment where I'm going to be. I brush my teeth at night more than I do any other time, because having anything sitting on your teeth for an extended period of time, especially while you're sleeping, very bad. Of course, brush your teeth in the morning, but I think brushing your teeth at night is just as important. And oil pulling, you don't have to overbrush your teeth. If you're eating the right foods, you don't have to cause abrasions and do too much. Salt water dries up the bad and stuff in the mouth that creates that environment that creates mold. So when you saltwater rinses, very good. Use Himalayan pink salt or Celtic sea salt. A water pick is probably the best way to get rid of any kind of debris under your gum line. A lot of the issues are going to hide under your gum line. So a water pick is great if you get a better grade to really get under that. That's better than scraping. It's better than a lot of scratching and flossing and all that stuff. Now, flossing is good. I'm not going to say it's not, but you have to get the right kind of floss. There's a floss that expands and really gets under there. But when you change your diet and you get rid of these biofilms and you understand the body to keep it in balance, you don't really need to floss as much. The purpose of floss is to get between your teeth and help to get that plaque and tartar from in between areas where the brush doesn't get to. But the reason that this tartar and plaque is forming is more of an issue of acid in the mouth and your diet than it is of you not flossing. Because usually if tartar keeps coming back, there's an issue in the mouth. There's an issue beyond flossing and brushing. Make your own toothpaste. And I say this because baking soda, coconut oil, clove oil, thyme oil, very good to help. Baking soda is amazing in the mouth. It will actually help to break up those biofilms. Coconut oil, it helps to change the environment in the tooth, in the mouth, make it more alkaline. Also, things that I would suggest to eat or assimilate into a smoothie or juicing or something is organic garlic. Very good. Organic onions. Very good to deal with issues in the body, particularly the sinus or mucus related. Ginger reduces inflammation. So if you have inflammation in your mouth, your gums, and your teeth, ginger is very good. It's very anti-inflammatory. Turmeric, also very good with the teeth. Amazing to help your body recover from systemic issues. Systemic issues affect your teeth, and teeth can cause systemic issues. So again, always have a holistic approach. Signs of fungus and mold and toxic biofilms. If you have itchy, inflamed red eyes, you could have a biofilm issue. If you have itchy and flaky skin, that could be a sign of candida. Dandruff, body odor like smelly feet, your underarms is extra, your breath is bad. That could also be biofilm, candida related. A discoloration in your nails could be a fungus. All of these can be remedied from the inside out, and then deal with the inside so that what you do on the outside will maintain itself. If you only focus on the outside, the external brushing and flossing, the issue is going to be chronic and it's always going to return. If you have chronic bleeding gums, that could be an issue with the biofilm or a systematic issue in the body. teeth sensitivity and pain. Let me tell you, I had a tooth sensitivity issue. It was terrible. I started to change my diet, fasting. We know the spiritual benefits of fasting, but it also helps to create a better environment to break up biofilms. So fasting, I would add, but I got rid of my teeth sensitivity and pain naturally, where I couldn't do cold. I really couldn't even do hot. And then I just changed my diet. I started using a lot of these herbal natural remedies, and it went away. If you have chronic cavities, no matter how many times you go to the dentist, you get your routine cleanings, you do your routine upkeep, brushing your teeth. I would tell people avoid using alcohol mouthwash. I know people want to like Listerine, but Listerine will dry out your gums, and it's very important that you keep your mouth hydrated, your gums hydrated. That's very important. Now, what the Listerine is going to do, it's going to kill off a lot of the issues that are a result of dead tissue. So you're going to have a temporary relief, but the environment will be made worse after you do it. So if you're going to get a mouthwash, you can make your own, or you get a naturopathic mouthwash. That's plenty essential oils, coconut oil, kind of natural mouthwashes that you can buy, or you can make your own. A lot of things you can do. Lemongrass oil, I've used. Tea tree oil, just get the food grade organic kind. Just make sure it's food grade and organic. Um, yeah, slimy film in your mouth. You definitely have a biofilm that needs attention. Chronic sore throat, chronic fatigue. If you're always tired, I never would have made a connection with my teeth to chronic fatigue. So I'm just telling you, it's the real thing. And I told you before, saliva is a filtrate of the blood. Toxic blood equals toxic mouth biofilm. So if you have any issues or inflammation, infection elsewhere in your body, and if it persists and it starts to get into your bloodstream, it's going to affect your mouth. So don't let anything in your body go untreated. There are natural ways to treat everything. Just don't ignore it, because I know nobody wants to deal with knowing what it is, but never ignore any symptoms in your body. Avoid just trying to turn off the symptom alarm, which is by pain medication. Yes, sometimes you may have to take pain medication. They're natural pain medications you can take, like marshmallow root or something like that. There's a lot more. There's stuff way more effective than the NSAIDs without any side effects, natural, because every pain management drug they have is reverse engineered from a plant. They don't want you to know the plant, but they'll give you a synthetic version that will destroy your liver and kidneys. So find the natural versions of everything. They're much more potent. They're actually helping your body to heal, and you don't have any adverse side effects. Now, prebiotics and probiotics. Well, should I say probiotics and prebiotics? Of course, probiotics is when you have the natural gut flora and microorganisms that help keep your body in balance. It's very important. If you don't have balance in your body, the environment is going to always create negative things. You're always going to get cavities. You're always going to have gut issues. You're always going to do it. And nothing is going to deal with that unless you support a healthy probiotic nature in your body. So, of course, eating a healthy diet, good prebiotic fiber, making sure your colon is removing waste is super important. I healed most of my gut issues by making sure, of course, after I changed my diet, I had to help my stomach heal, and I healed my stomach using licorice root, glutamine, um, and taking a herbal tea to help clean the colon. Really good, because a lot of people don't realize having your colon full of waste is going to sabotage a lot of stuff happening in your body. So clean out yourself, cut out the bad food, drink enough clean water, and that'll help everything. And the best way to hydrate is when you're fasting. The more you eat, the more water is going to be required to process the food, and you're never going to be accurately hydrated. So if you feel like you're chronically dehydrated, take a period of time, 8 to 12 hours, where you just dedicate time to hydrate. Put some Himalayan pink salt or sea salt in the water and hydrate your body. You can add some lemon or lime, fresh organic squeeze into the water. Hydrate your water. The electrolytes help your body retain it so that it saturates your cells. You don't want to just flush your body without the water actually being assimilated and saturating your cells. You want it to permeate the cell. So the electrolytes help the water actually get in the cell instead of just passing through your body. And then you're losing all your electrolytes. You're not hydrating your body, the right way. And I'm gonna do a whole video on how to hydrate your body the right way. A lot of people are just drinking water, but they're drinking it when they're eating, or they're drinking it without electrolytes, without the salt, and your body is not hydrating itself. Prebiotic fiber is the fiber we get when we eat, like grains or fruits, and it's very important to help the body create the good microbiome. And the body, these microorganisms, they feed off of healthy foods, but they also create the bad environment from the wrong foods. So eating the right foods helps to keep your good prebiotic fiber to nourish the healthy microbes in your gut. You need those. That helps you produce enzymes, make vitamins, break down food. All of this is highly important. Also, once you heal your gut, if you have low stomach acid, that's going to be a whole host of problems. Low stomach acid means that the wrong type of microorganisms can grow. So you start to grow and have gut bacteria issues. And I hate using that word bacteria, but for the sake of a term that everybody knows, you're going to have a growth of that bad bacteria, quote unquote, in your body if you have low stomach acid. The reason that people get food poisoning is not because necessarily of food. Yes, the food can be toxic, sure, but it really is your body's ability and your stomach acid to break down any toxic food. Because let me tell you, a dog, why a dog can eat out the trash and not get sick? Because it has a very potent stomach acid. And when your stomach acid is not low, anything you eat could putrefy and go stale in your stomach. Your stomach is designed to break down anything you put in it and then break it down and purify at the same time. So when that acid is strong, it's killing a lot of bad things that you can ingest. But what causes the food poisoning, is usually a toxic substance in the food. You're eating all these foods with these synthetic chemical preservatives in it. That is causing issues in your body and your cells, disrupting your gut microbiome, disrupting a lot of issues, and creating fungus and mold. So focus on eating healthy, clean foods, not foods that are GMO or full of processing and fake stuff. That's what's poisoning your body. And make sure, of course, that you're rinsing off anything with pesticide on it. The pesticides are an issue. That will destroy your gut biome, your microbiome. GMO foods destroys your microbiome, and all of that. It makes your blood acidic, and that will affect your saliva. Your saliva will affect your teeth. These are enzymes that you can use to break up toxic biofilms. You have serrapeptase and nattokinase. I use both personally. Serrapeptase is good because it's an enzyme that destroys fibrin or dead tissues in the body. Now, do your own research. I'm telling you what I do for myself, but do your own research. It's helpful to me because I had a tooth issue for so long. I had a lot of dead tissue lingering in my body, and so the serrapeptase and nattokinase help scavenge through my blood and get rid of any dead tissue that was causing fungus or a biofilm or something in my body. I wanted to break this stuff up so that when I use oregano oil So when I use the grapefruit seed extract or thyme or garlic or onions, it actually was able to penetrate the biofilm and help to break it up so that these natural things can kill that biofilm and kill that fungus that was created by dead tissue. What's going on, Bucket 88? What's going on? What's going on? Everybody hates Raymond. Treat Gamble. What's going on? Yeah, yeah. Coffee does a good job as well. Coffee, but you see, avoid coffee like Starbucks. They heavily spray their coffee beans with pesticide. They're probably not natural coffee. So you want to get a good organic coffee that, and you want to avoid all of the little sugar and stuff like that. You can add MCT oil, coconut oil. Um, I put cacao powder in my coffee and oat milk in my coffee. You don't have to put anything. You can do a coffee black. A lot of people, it's an acquired taste. And I add a little bit of honey to it, but I don't put anything else. There's a little bit of honey. You can add cinnamon. You can add a lot of things and get Ceylon cinnamon. Ceylon cinnamon is very good for the body, but you have to be careful with all of this milkshake type coffee you get from Starbucks. That stuff is horrible. Forget how good it tastes. When you start to heal your body and avoid toxic refined sugar, you're going to realize how toxic that sugar in that coffee is. I used to drink Starbucks, and then aside from the company being satanic, I realized that once I started eating better and I cut off a lot of this toxic sugar, I could taste the toxicity in that coffee. So make your own, and then don't if you have a cup of coffee a day, it's fine. Just make sure it doesn't have too many of the bad things, and listen to your body. There's a time in your body when you need to take a break. Your body will tell you when you need to take a break. If you're starting to shake or you feel like you have gut issues, you have heartburn, it may be time to cut back on the coffee for a moment. You can go back to it, just heal, let your body heal, deal with the issues, and then you can go back to it. Just reading the chat. Yeah. And you can smell a lot of things. You can smell when something's toxic. And let me tell you, well, I got to do this on another video. When I talk about VIRUSs, what they're doing is they're describing the body's process to remove toxicity. They call it a VIRUS, but it's your body creating exosomes to remove toxic things from the body. But that's for a whole nother video. See, what they do is they use epistemology and redefining what we observe and what's and processes in the body with germ theory terms that deflect you from the root causes. So every time they say VIRUS, they want you to think that you need some kind of injection or some kind of external thing. They're not telling you to focus on helping your body to do what it's already doing. And when they show you these pictures, they're showing you the damage. The damage is not the cause of the problem. The damage is just a result of toxicity in the body. But that's a whole different topic. Let's continue. The importance of hydration with clean water. Vital information. Drinking clean water, showering with clean water is very important. Whatever you put on your skin on the outside will affect yourself on the inside. Whatever you eat will affect your saliva, your blood, whatever's in your blood will affect your mouth. Look at everything holistically. Change, clean up your life. Make sure that you have a shower filter on, because if you eat the right foods and you're bathing in chemicals, you're still going to cause issues in your health. You're still going to cause possible mold and fungus to develop on the body with the toxins, the chlorine, the fluoride, the heavy metals. They put lead in the water. They put pharmaceutical drugs, hormones, all of these things that you get from bathing could cause issues that could affect your teeth. And then number 10, I gotta say it again, remove waste from your body. Waste will ferment in your colon. The fermentation will cause fungus, dead cells to proliferate. And your body would attempt to break down these dead cells. But because it's a chronic issue, as your terrain in your body adapts to waste fermenting, you're going to create a toxic byproduct from breaking it down. That toxic byproduct is going to grow in your body because the waste is going to disrupt your body's ability to detox because it's chronic. You get rid of the waste, you get rid of the fermentation, and then once you get rid of the fermentation, you can get rid of the fungus with a good diet, with these herbal natural remedies, and you can start to reclaim your health. So I just had to break this down. Look at your teeth in a holistic approach. What's going on, Takarika Styles? Shawana84, what's going on? She said, overcome coffee addiction. Yeah, I've been there. Trust me, I understand the coffee addiction. What's going on, Zigzag? But believe it or not, fasting breaks addictions because you want to be in control. I don't believe you have to eliminate coffee, but you have to eliminate the addiction. So if you need to take time away, you can do so, and you don't feel bad about it. And then if you want it, you can take it. You can get back on it, but you can remove it if you need to. So fasting is a good way to get rid of the addiction. Take a period of time doing intermittent fasting where you just make sure you're drinking water. I'm telling you, go a whole day without any refined sugar. Go a whole day without any sugar. It'll be hard the first day, but the next day, when you eat sugar after going a whole day without eating it, it will taste different. Reset your adrenal glands, reset your taste buds. And the best way to do it is to cut out sugar for a day. You can still eat, just cut out sugar. See how your body reacts with no sugar. And then when you eat it the next time, it's going to feel more toxic. And then maybe go 2 days without eating sugar. Your body's going to tell you how toxic it is when you remove it for a period of time. I have to take breaks with tea. Tea is good. Even herbal tea is great, but too much herbal tea will chelate minerals out of the body. It will leach minerals out of your body, and that causes other issues. So if you want your teeth to remineralize, you might have to cut out the tea for a little bit. Make sure that you're drinking water with electrolytes. You can put lemon, fruit. Also, a good way to help the body is to take the lemon and orange peel. Cleaned organic lemon and orange is really good. And then take some baking soda, apple cider vinegar. Clean the peels with apple cider vinegar and baking soda. Really good. And then boil the peels in water. And then use that water to make your tea. Use that water to drink. The oils in the lemon peel is very potent to remove waste from the body, detoxify the liver, and it will help to break up those biofilms. Very important. Most people, they throw away the lemon peel and the lime peel. Big mistake. And make sure you get real oranges and real organic non-GMO lemons. Take the peel, clean it, and boil it in water. And then you can use that water. You can make your own drinks, cold or hot. But every time you drink it, it will break up a lot of the toxicity in the body. Very good stuff. Yeah, people have a reverse osmosis. I have a distilled water machine. I haven't used it yet, but I have one. I have a water filter on hand. I usually get distilled water. I know spring water is good. Just make sure it's a good quality spring water. Streaming online said I had to stop sugar. It made my stomach upset. Yeah, it will do that. Sugar is very inflammatory. It's very toxic. But this is why they want children. If you notice now, when we were babies, they're trying to get people on formula, right? And the problem with getting babies on formula is that trains them to want refined sugar. Formula is not what babies need. Babies need a high fat content breast milk. It has all the vitamins, all the nutrients, all the enzymes, the probiotics, all of the stuff that the mother gets, the body produces in the right quantities. So the formula, because many of us, unfortunately, our parents switched us to formula too soon. Formula, it feeds um, the bad microorganisms in the body. So it feeds those things. It creates inflammation. It makes situations worse. It's bad enough that when you're a baby, most of us who are older, we received injections when we were born because people didn't know better. And then when you put formula on top of receiving those injections at birth, that's going to create a very inflammatory environment for a problem that your body is trying to get rid of. So that formula is going to agitate, cause skin problems. It's going to create a lot of things that big pharma is going to relabel as these terms, like psoriasis or eczema or gut issues or something. Asthma. All this stuff is a result of what they're putting in your body and the things that make the things they're putting in your body worse. So injecting your body with unknown substances is bad enough, but by creating an inflammatory environment with sugar from formula makes it worse. You know, what's going on, Cindy OJ? Believe it or not, just telling you about this stuff is super important because a lot of people are just having issues. And if you have any kind of mercury fillings, you have to get those removed. If you have any root canals and you can feel it being agitated, you can feel it aching, go to a holistic naturopathic dentist. You need to deal with that. I'm not saying you got to go get it pulled out, but you need to deal with it. And a naturopathic, a dentist, orthodontist will tell you the best options for that situation. Personally, I will get rid of it. That's just me. But everybody has to make their own decision. And depending on your level of health, maybe there are alternatives for you. But I'm never getting a root canal again. Now that I have awareness to deal with my teeth from a holistic approach, I'm not having these problems no more. I'm noticing that I can heal a lot of issues in the body. Even if you have a cracked or chipped tooth, your body under the right conditions could seal off a chipped tooth. It can seal it off so that it doesn't get worse. But the problem is when you have a cracked or chipped or broken tooth, that once it becomes really bad, it's very hard to deal with it. So, but I will say this: if you can get it removed, you might want to get it removed. But you have to also eat the right foods and create a healthy environment in your body. Because even if you get it removed, if you have a bad environment in your body, you're going to create issues in the mouth. Even if you had no teeth, your gums can still be inflamed, and that can still create a host of issues in the body. So the way you deal with this is to eat right, eliminate poisons, detox, eliminate waste, break up these biofilms, use naturopathic things to do so. Like once you break it up, like I say, enzymes, proteolytic enzymes, serapeptase, nattokinase, very good to break up the biofilm. And then you can use oregano oil and such. Remove heavy metals from the body, cilantro, black, activated black charcoal. Activated charcoal is great for removing toxic chemicals and preservatives that could be causing issues in the body. Fulvic acid zeolite. All of these things are very good to help remove toxins from the body. The more toxins you remove, along with a good diet, the better environment you will help your body to create. Also, sometimes you may need to take a probiotic. If your situation was really bad, restore your gut microbiome by taking a healthy, good, natural probiotic. Do your research, make sure you're taking a good one, restore it, help restore your gut microbiome, and then eat right to nurture it. And then you will start to balance out a lot of this candida because even if you kill it, if you don't balance out your gut microbiome, it'll come back. So you have to balance it out. Make sure your body isn't acidic by eating the right foods, staying hydrated, you know, stopping any disruptive behaviors that will cause your body to be put in a bad situation. You said chlorella is good for daily upkeep. Yeah, just get a good quality one. Yeah, and I can't do cow's milk, but just the issue is you need to raise your own cows. You know, go to a local farmer, family owned. If you drink milk, you have to make sure the cows are being raised and fed and sustained healthy and naturally. Um, Goat's milk also same difference. Pasteurized milk is not good for you. And the reason they pasteurize or boil the milk is because of the conditions of the cows that produce it. So they're boiling the milk because it has pus and feces and blood that leaks out to a sick animal. And that stuff gets in the milk. A sick animal produces sick milk. So they boil and pasteurize. They pasteurize the milk, which kills anything beneficial in there, but it leaves all this toxic dead cell debris in the milk, and you're basically drinking pus. You're drinking dead material in the body, and they're adding stuff to it so that you don't really taste it. If you notice that, if you had real milk from a healthy cow that was raised, and you drunk it straight out of the cow, it's like raw milk. It's different than what you get in the store. Just like orange juice. If you take real organic non-GMO oranges and you squeeze them and you drink fresh squeezed juice, it's different from that concentrated liquid death that they call orange juice. That is terrible. It's just a lot of sugar and a concentrate with no minerals in it because it's pasteurized as well. So it has no nutritional value. It's just flavor and sugar. And they call it orange juice. And they use the word natural when everything is natural, but every natural thing isn't good. So just be careful with that. What's going on, Miss Maskless? Yeah, make your own pies. I love pie. I love sweet potato pie. Is spirulina good? Spirulina and chlorella are good. The algae, but just make sure you get good quality because they have a lot of, some can have a lot of heavy metals in them. So you have to make sure it's a good quality. I can't suggest or tell you where to get good quality. A lot of environments and ponds are contaminated. So it depends on where they get them from and how they process them. And you have to do your own research to make sure that you're having quality supplements. When it comes to almond milk, now keep in mind, real almond milk doesn't taste very good, the healthy kind. Most almond milk have a lot of carrageenans and fillers and things in it. So do your best to get the best quality of almond milk, oat milk, if you can. Now keep in mind, it's not going to be as healthy as you think, but just get the best quality from it. The real good qualities are more expensive. You get smaller size. It's just how it is. If you can make your own almond milk, that's great. There are ways you can make this stuff yourself. If you really want quality, a lot of stuff you're going to have to make yourself. Nobody wants to hear that, but that's just the truth. Make your own almond milk. Buy buy the press and whatever you need to do to make your own almond milk, and that's the best way to do it. What's going on, Nadia? Nadia, what's going on? All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day here, but I appreciate you all coming through. I'm gonna try to get myself together since I didn't sleep well, and I got to deal with this floor that's leaking. I think the sink in my kitchen is leaking, so I have to go deal with this. Great. So that's why I'm trying to keep my spirits up. So y'all pray for me as I deal with this issue. I remember one time I had a pipe blow in the wall, and they had to tear down the wall to get to this pipe, and it created a huge issue. And now I got to deal with this leaking sink. I don't know if it's what the problem is, so I got to have somebody come look at it. And anybody knows have a home issues can really stress you out. So I have to function in my faith, and I just got to get it done. So y'all pray for me that it's not too bad. And on that note, y'all pray that I get some sleep, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace and blessings. Um, and thank you all for joining. Oh, hey man, I might have to email you. Everybody hates Raymond and get your advice. I might have to email you for that and get your advice about sink issues. All right, y'all. Peace, and I'll talk to you later. I'm out of here. I'm gonna let the chat run for a little bit so that people can talk for a minute.